Ella and Alicia are comparing scores on their college entrance exams. Ella's SAT score is 1,380. Alicia's ACT score is 32. The mean SAT score is 1,000 with a standard deviation of 200. The mean ACT score is 21 with a standard deviation of 5. Who has the better score? So we're on two different grading scales, so you can't compare the scores directly. But let's compare their relative position within their distribution. So if you take a look here, I went ahead, I broke this down to a normal curve using the empirical rule. So if we take a look at Ella's score at 1380, she's just a little bit less than 2 standard deviations above the mean. If we look at Alicia's score, she is more than 2 standard deviations. Here is two deviations right here. She's a little bit more than 2 standard deviations. So what we can do is we can use z-scores. Z-scores count how many standard deviations a data value is above or below the mean. So we have a handy dandy formula right here. Your z-score equals whatever the data value is minus the mean divided by standard deviation. And here's our notation. Data value minus the mean divided by standard deviation. So when we break down Ella's z-score and Alicia's z-score, and again, we just substituted in the values, popped it into a calculator. Ella's z-score is 1.9. And again, 1.9, think about it. We were just below 2 standard deviations. Now notice that it's positive. If it's positive, it means it is above the mean. Alicia's at 2.2. And again, we did notice when we looked at it here that Alicia's data value was just a little bit above 2 standard deviations. So when you compare these are positive. Alicia has the better score. So now let's take a look at your try it. How does an SAT score of 1,120 compare to an ACT score of 23? So let's do the z-score of the SAT. So my data value is 1,120. From that, I'm going to subtract the mean of 1,000 and divide that by my standard deviation, which was 200. And if you pop that into a calculator, you get 0.6. Looking at the z-score of that ACT, my data value is 23 minus the mean was 21 divided by 5. 5 was the standard deviation, and we get a 0.4. Now, both of these are positive, so that means this SAT score is 0.6 standard deviations from the mean, and the ACT is 0.4 standard deviations from the mean. So therefore, this SAT score is better than the ACT score.